What is your ideal transportation system? To me, it's having lots of different choices for how to get around, all of which are convenient, affordable, and sustainable. They seamlessly connect so you can smoothly go from scooter to streetcar or from bike share to bus, right where you want to go. Detroit may have a ways to go to get to that ideal, but MoGo is taking an important step in that direction. Here today on Tapping into Transit is Jacob Graham, Program Manager for MoGo's new Connect D program. So Jacob, I'm personally a big fan of MoGo and an occasional rider, but in case anyone watching isn't familiar, let's start off. Tell us what MoGo is, where you operate, how people can get a ride, all those basics.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Megan. So MoGo is Metro Detroit's bike share. We have our original locations in downtown and the east side neighborhoods up through New Center and Midtown and Southwest and Corktown. And we also have our expansion last year into MoGo North, what we call MoGo North, which is in the cities of Ferndale and Royal Oak and Huntington Woods and Oak Park and Berkeley. And of course, Northwest Detroit, the Avenue of Fashion area. And the way that our bike share works is we have docks throughout our service area, and you are able to rent a bike at a dock, and then you can deposit it at any dock. It doesn't matter how far away it is, as long as you stay within whatever time window you signed up for. So if you are a casual rider, it's $1 to start the reservation and 25 cents a minute after that. You can also buy a 2-hour pass up front, where you can use that 2 hours in small chunks or all at once, and that's $18. And then of course the real deal comes when you get our monthly pass or our annual pass. Monthly pass is only $20, and that lets you ride for an hour at a time, as many times as you want. That used to be 30 minutes, but we expanded that to an hour when we had our expansion into MoGo North, and that has been very popular. I personally was very happy with that. I live near one of the outer stations, and so that extra time is really helpful for me.
Absolutely. And I've used it to, our office is in Midtown, right, or in the New Center area, right near one of your stations. And I've used it to just run some errands, run over to the post office, grab a coffee, or head to a meeting that's just a little more than I would want to drive, but a great easy ride on a nice day. So it's a great service. And how many stations, how many bikes?
We have about 600 bikes and about 60 stations. I don't have that number in front of me.
But it's a pretty extensive network, huh?
Yes. And we're proud to be Metro Detroit's bike share now and be a part of the regional transit discussion as well.
Absolutely, yes. And now you are looking at ways to connect better between bike share and bus with the Connect D program. Tell us what this is and what you're hoping to accomplish with this pilot program.
So in 2018, we partnered with DDOT to give away free MoGo passes, free monthly MoGo passes, with any purchase of a DDOT pass that was more than a single ride. So weekly, monthly passes, etc. That you would get a free 30-day MoGo pass. And what we found from that DDOT MoGo Pass initiative in 2018, we found that people who activated the pass, they used it a ton. They used it more than the average monthly pass user, and we could see that they were using them near bus stops, near our major MoGo stations that are near along Woodward or by Rosa Parks Transit Center, and that was really exciting. However, the majority of people did not activate their passes. And so that told us that there was something more that we could do. That effort didn't have a lot of data collection associated with it. It was really a kind of try and see how it goes kind of thing. There wasn't any funding associated with it. And so we took that project and we applied through the Better Bikeshare Partnership for a grant, a Living Lab grant. And in January of this year, we received funding through Better Bikeshare Partnership, and we applied alongside SMART and DDOT and the City of Detroit and the New Urban Mobility Alliance to better understand what happened in 2018, but more importantly, what people want now. You'll notice I said SMART. Now we have expanded into MoGo North, so our partnership includes SMART, which we're very happy about, and it's going to give us a whole new set of riders along the fast corridors as well. We are just getting started with the project right now, and we're really hoping to begin our data collection just in these next couple of weeks. We have some big plans.
So you're starting with to try to learn and understand how people who ride the bus might use the bike share and vice versa. And what types of, tell us more about that type of bike to bus connectivity and what sort of improvements that you might be considering.
So we have some ideas of some stuff that we've already heard. And that is things like locating stations, better co-locating bike share and bus stations, also wayfinding. Even when stations maybe are already close, but they're on other sides of the street or different things like that. There's a building in between, or maybe it's just a tree in between. Better signage to help people understand where the nearest bus station is, or bus shelter, or a stop of any kind, and where the nearest MoGo station is. And then, of course, the more challenging one is fare integration. People are probably generally familiar with the DART Pass, launched in 2019, free transfers between DDOT and SMART and the Q line, and that was a major success for the region. And MoGo would love to explore how we might be able to be a part of that. And so I say all those three things because those are all things that we've already heard, but we are not starting there. We're starting with our fall survey, and leading up to our fall survey, we're distributing postcards at bus stops around the region, and on bus lines, and digitally, of course, and at places where people buy bus passes. We are also hiring a few connected ambassadors who will really help us with this outreach effort once we deploy the survey. It is the timing that we're going for there. And so that survey, again, will be distributed in person and digitally. We'll have that on our website, and that will probably be the easiest way for people to sign up. But our ambassadors will be leading that charge. And so we're looking to hire a couple of people who want some part-time hours and who care about transit advocacy and getting the voices of bus riders and bike share users. Although we have good connections with our bike share users, right? So our primary concern with our connected ambassadors is getting out to bus users, DDOT, SMART, Q-Line, etc.
So those are part-time, but they are paid positions.
Yes, they are. They're paid positions, part-time paid positions. They'll be a little seasonal, just based on the project.
But a great way for people who really care about transit to help figure out how to make the system, that seamless connection even better. That's great. Yes. And if people have either questions for you or ideas or suggestions, you've got some public meetings coming up, right?
Yes. Yep. We have 2 meetings next week on Monday and Thursday, and that will be a great time for you to offer some comments or ask questions or whatever you want to propose. We also have our email address. We have a dedicated email address for the project, connected at mogodetroit.org. We also have our page on our website under the MoGo for All, mogodetroit.org. And my name is Jacob Graham. I think it might say that on the screen. Yes, and so my email is jacob@mogodetroit.org. So you can always email me as well.
Great. So people have questions or ideas, you're coordinating this whole project and program to try to figure out how to make it a more seamless ride. I will say, not necessarily the ideal for how it's supposed to work, but I did have a problem of missing a bus connection one evening a couple of weeks ago. But then I realized there was a MoGo station right there,
Cool.
right across the street. So I hopped on the MoGo bike to take me the last 2 miles to get home, and it was a really convenient and easy way to switch from bus to bike. So I need
Cool.
to start planning that out instead of just doing it as an
Yeah.
emergency option. But it worked.
Yeah, that's what I would say. That's such a great example of where maybe co-locating the stations isn't the problem. They're already there, but it's the wayfinding that's an issue, or something that tells you, you can connect them this way at this time.
Yeah.
That's a great example.
And lastly, there was an article recently about MoGo really working to overcome resistance in among Black communities. Some of these perceptions that bikes are only for bikes aren't for Detroiters, or some of those perceptions. How has MoGo been working to tackling inequity and to really be inclusive for everyone?
So, as you said, Megan, that is a major focus of ours. Part of our expansion was along the Avenue of Fashion, which we were extremely excited about. We made very particular choices to be in the neighborhoods, not even just along the commercial corridor. And so you'll see, if you look on our station map, we have some very in the neighborhood stations there, and some new parks that the city has helped to create. We have several programs, payment programs that help make the system more flexible for people who are looking for different ways to pay. And we also, of course, have our $5 a year access pass for those receiving any sort of state benefit. We do have adaptive MoGo along the riverfront, which is our bikes that are geared towards people with disabilities. We have tricycles, and we have tandems, and we have all sorts of different bikes, hand cycles that help people feel like they can be part of Bikeshare, and that Bikeshare is not just for office workers downtown or something like that people might assume.
I love that. I love MoGo's been doing so much to try to show that biking and bike share can be for everyone. Biking's not just for kids or for crazy commuters in their spandex, but it really can be for everyone to get where they need to go. So, well, that's great. You guys have so much going on. We'll have to have you guys back on to talk more about some of those other programs. But anything else people should know before we wrap up?
I don't think so. We're still planning fun events through the fall, and we try and have bike rides. So pay attention to our social media. We've been partnering with Totago to have some featured rides, and I know we have a few more planned with some new businesses in the Livernois area.
Oh yeah, and like free on third Thursdays.
Yes.
Got all sorts of exciting ways for people to get involved, to learn more, and to really grow MoGo from a sort of a pilot downtown midtown bike share program to something that really can help connect the whole region as a transportation, as a viable transportation option, not just a fun trip. So thank you so much, Jacob, for what you're doing. And thank you to all of TRU's members who make this program possible. That our Tapping into Transit series explores all sorts of different transit and transportation related issues happening around Detroit. Only possible thanks to the people who support TRU's work as members. So as you learn more about MoGo Detroit, also learn more about TRU, DetroitTransit.org, and get involved. So thanks again, Jacob, and we look forward to seeing you out there on the rides.
Thanks, Megan. See you all around.